What if I told you there are two global gatherings in the book of Revelation, but they aren't what you think? Most people hear the word gathering and imagine a peaceful, happy rapture where Christians just disappear and float up into heaven while the world below keeps spinning. But that's not what the Bible actually says, not even close. The gathering that's coming is cosmic. It's violent and it's final. It doesn't just involve the righteous. The wicked are gathered too. It's not just about who gets taken, it's about where they're taken. In Revelation 7, John sees a great multitude from every nation, tribe, people, and language standing before the throne of God. These aren't angels, they're people. And in verse 14, we're told exactly who they are. These are the ones coming out of the great tribulation. They've washed their robes and made them white in the blood of the Lamb. That means they went through it. They weren't taken before the tribulation. They endured it and came out of it purified. These are the ones Jesus described in Matthew 24:29-31, those who are gathered by the angels after the tribulation, when he returns on the clouds with power and great glory. That's the true rapture. But then in Revelation 14, things escalate. John sees one like a son of man. That's Jesus, seated on a cloud with a golden crown on his head and a sharp sickle in his hand. And it says, he who sat on the cloud swung his sickle across the earth, and the earth was reaped. That's the harvest of the righteous. That's the elect, that's the sealed, the wheat, the first gathering. But it doesn't stop there. Right after that, another angel comes out, and he too has a sharp sickle. But this time he's told to gather the clusters from the vine of the earth, for its grapes are ripe. And he swings his sickle and gathers the grapes of the whole earth, and throws them into the great winepress of the wrath of God. And the winepress was trodden outside the city, and blood flowed out, rising as high as a horse's bridle for 1,600 stadia. That's nearly 200 miles of blood. Let that sink in. The wicked don't just die. They're gathered for judgment, like fruit pulled off the vine and hurled into the crushing press of divine wrath. One harvest goes to glory, the other goes to gore. But both are harvested. Both are gathered. There is no left behind in the way people think. There's no escaping. You're either sealed and saved, or you're plucked and pressed. Now, maybe you didn't catch this, but when I first started studying this, my biggest objection was actually a pretty popular one. I asked myself, wait, what if the wicked are gathered like grapes and thrown into the winepress? Then why does Revelation 6 say they hide in caves and beg to be hidden from the face of the Lamb? Isn't that them escaping or avoiding the gathering? And if you want to say, well, that part is symbolic, then they'd have to say the same about the gathering of the righteous too. You can't pick and choose. If hiding in caves is just a metaphor, then so is standing with the Lamb on Mount Zion. If we're going to be consistent with how we interpret the text, we can't turn one group's reaction into a symbol and the other group's reward into something literal. Either both are symbolic or both are exactly what they look like. A visible, global moment of separation where the righteous are gathered upward to Mount Zion and the wicked are exposed, terrified, and taken to judgment down low. Feels like a good objection at first, right? But it actually confirms the reality of the gathering even more, because the key is this. They try to hide, but they fail. Revelation 6 shows their reaction when the sky is rolled back like a scroll. The sun goes dark, the stars fall, and they see Jesus on the clouds, just like he promised. It says, then the kings of the earth and the great ones and the generals and the rich and the powerful hid themselves in the caves among the rocks of the mountains, calling to the mountains and rocks, fall on us and hide us from the face of him who is seated on the throne and from the wrath of the Lamb. For the great day of their wrath has come, and who can stand? They are absolutely terrified. They know what's coming, but this isn't a successful hiding. It's panic. They aren't escaping judgment. They're reacting to it. They're pleading to be covered up before it reaches them. But Revelation 14 shows us the next stage, the actual gathering of those same people, now thrown into the winepress of wrath. The harvest of the wicked doesn't happen until after the Lamb appears, and that's why they tremble. They cry out to be hidden, but no one escapes the sickle. The only difference is what direction you're going. The righteous are gathered upward, the wicked are gathered downward. And yes, some of the wicked may die immediately, but others may suffer through the trumpets and the bowls. Some are judged quickly, others slowly, but they're all gathered for wrath. No one escapes. The only safe place is with the Lamb on Mount Zion. This is exactly what Jesus taught in Matthew 13 when he said the angels will come and gather the wicked first, bundle them for burning, and then gather the wheat into his barn. It's the same truth Daniel saw in chapter 12, that many will rise, some to everlasting life and some to shame and everlasting contempt. And it's what Jesus confirmed in John 5, that all in the tombs will hear his voice and come out, some to the resurrection of life, others to the resurrection of judgment. And if you really think about it, even the geography in Revelation preaches the message. Revelation 14:1 shows the Lamb standing on Zion with the 144,000. That's the mountain of glory. That's where the righteous are gathered. But the winepress, that's in the valley, outside the city. Grapes are never crushed on the mountaintop. They're crushed below. That's why Joel 3:14 says multitudes, multitudes in the valley of decision. For the day of the Lord is near in the valley of decision. One group is lifted to the mountain, the other is crushed in the valley. It's not two raptures. It's not two timelines. It's one final gathering, divided by destiny, sealed or marked, saved or trampled, Zion or winepress. So when people say, I hope I'm part of the rapture, they're not asking the right question, because you will be gathered. Everyone will. The question is, where to? And as with any teaching, it's also possible that we could be wrong about this interpretation. We don't think we're right on everything. But if this opened your eyes or made the truth clearer than you've ever heard it before, then please like this video, share it with everyone you can before it gets censored, because we're getting warnings on this channel. And comment below with your thoughts, your questions, even your disagreements, because we need the whole truth to be heard. Whether I'm right or wrong, it doesn't matter. The truth is what matters. So God bless you guys and all your families. Shalom, shalom, and Maranatha, brothers and sisters.